Today we are doing the base configuration, and the device type we are using here is FoIF N90, and the device itself has three communication mode. We have the Bluetooth, we have the Wi-Fi, and the demo. The demo means it's just a demonstration, a real quick demonstration for how you can configure the base. And because we want now to do the real work, we will come to, once you open your operating system, which is FoIF Support, you go to communication, and then you choose your communication mode as Bluetooth. And then once you choose Bluetooth, you'll see the blue mark on, and then you can decide to search the devices that are close to you. We're choosing Bluetooth because our communication mode is through the radio link, internal radio, and you can also use Bluetooth on external radio for long range mapping. Now with internal radio, you'll see that we have two receivers here, and each receiver has a configuration and a unique ID number. So the base is 566 and our rover is 527. Being the base configuration, we will choose 566, and then we connect our base. Now you have to get a notification from the receiver that Bluetooth has connected. Once you go to the once the communication is done, you see the communication has a green light, and then now you click on the working mode. Now on the working mode, you'll see our base is highlighted in green, and that means it is connected through the Bluetooth. So you will click on the base, and then now here you can start up your base mode settings. So you must make sure that for you to configure your base, you need to input the base coordinates. So you have to make sure you click input base coordinates, and then you set your base coordinates. So setting the base coordinates means where you set up your device, the base is going to get the current GPS coordinates of that area. So the base coordinate settings, you'll have to get the latitude, longitude, and altitude for that area based on where you set the base. So once you are on the base coordinate settings, you have to say get current GPS coordinates, and then you record the name as a base, and the code, I'll also record it as a base. And then I'm gonna make sure that I measure my base height, of which you have to, there's a mark on the receiver all the way to the ground. If your base is at 2.4 meters, you have to include your measured height as 2.4 meters. If it's 1.8, you have to include that 1.8. So my base height right now is at 2.4. And then once you set these parameters, you've given the code and you've given the measured height. Now you click on stop and say okay, and click OK to make sure that your base has start up with the current GPS coordinates. So here on the option settings, we have the base ID, we have the PDOP limit, we have the delay start, we have the base startup. You must make sure it is on. We have the differential mode. You have to make sure it is RTCM3, and this the differential mode has to be the same on both receivers, the base and the rover. So if you choose RTCM32, the rover also has to be with RTCM32. If your cut angle is at 5, your rover has to also have a cut angle of 5. So you must make sure that you record your raw data is on, and then as we proceed, you can see that our base settings, we have the data link. And like I said before, communication mode of the base should be internal radio. If you're using an external radio link, you'll choose external radio. If you're using phone network, you have to choose now network, internal network. So the data link should be internal radio. Then you have to make sure that your satellite systems, the GPS is enabled, the GLONASS is enabled, the BIDU is enabled, and you save your configurations. You click OK, and you click now stop. Then you click start to make sure that your base starts up the data link and completes its settings. So you'll have to wait until the progress is fully loaded, and then you can now go back to communication, disconnect, and now you can be able to connect your rover because the base is fixed on the current GPS coordinates that you have given it. You're welcome.